Hi guys, it's Nicole, and today I am so excited. We are finally in the month of October, and I can start sharing my October kit from the Scraproom. I'm not sure what it was about this one. I think it's because we're getting a little bit of like holiday specific type stuff, and I think I'm just kind of in that mood. So, as always, I try to break this stuff down, show you guys a photo of the kit, the different add ons. I am pairing the Pink Fresh The Best Days kit with the sketch. The sketch can be found in the Facebook group. I will post a link below. If you are not in that group, I would encourage you to go and join the group. And fun fact, I actually get to approve people that request to be in the group. So I get to see your guys' answers to the questions of like, who's your favorite manufacturer? How did you find the group? And it's kind of like, I usually check it every morning and it's kind of like a fun start to my day. So like I said, I'm pairing the Pink Fresh kit with the sketch, which was created by Lisa Hitty. And I liked the fact that the sketch was pretty, I don't want to say basic, but it was kind of easy to modify. So for me, I wanted to use more than two photos, and I also kind of wanted to use a photo collage. So because I'm making that area bigger, I'm going to kind of modify some other parts of the sketch as well. Those other two sheets of paper were from the pattern paper add-on, and then I went to go look for the embellishment add-on, and I forgot that I actually didn't get the Pink Fresh portion of the embellishment add-on this month because of shipping delays. And I believe that this kit, the cardstock that's matched to the kit is a vanilla color. I was given white because Rochelle had to substitute some stuff this month just with different delays, whether it's from the manufacturer, from shipping, that kind of stuff. Sometimes things get substituted, and typically the design team's okay being shorted something because we get our kits so early that typically the subscribers don't have differences in their kits, if that makes sense. So I stuck to kind of the general idea of Lisa's sketch, but I just kind of stretched the papers out a little bit bigger because that works with my personal style a little bit better to kind of do more of like a wallpapering with pattern paper, because pattern paper is kind of my favorite part of kits and supplies and stuff. And this specific pattern paper right here with the like black florals, as soon as I saw it, I couldn't get the idea out of my mind that it kind of reminded me of a coloring page. And these two die cut pieces that came in my sort of mix of die cuts were also blank in a sense, like they're just black on white. And so I decided that I was going to play around with coloring them in because it's going to bring in some more color to the layout. I think sometimes when you look at a Pink Fresh collection, it can seem a little not as cohesive as some other manufacturers, but I think that that's just kind of some of their design style. And I'm starting to really like some of the stuff that they're doing. So something like this is an easy way to bring in other colors that maybe show up on the sticker sheet or in your specific die cuts, but maybe don't show up in the pattern papers that were picked for the kit, if that makes sense. So I took this sticker here that has some more of the brighter colors, and I'm just kind of trying to find a close match to a Zig clean color. I think these are clean color real brush markers. They're a mouthful. So you can see I just kind of scribbled like a little test just to make sure which color it was, if I felt like it was going to match. From there, I did very like lazy, messy kind of coloring, and that was sort of the look that I was going for. I didn't want it to be perfectly in the lines. I didn't want it to be super blended, especially knowing that these markers, you kind of want to use a good paper, so something like Bristol Smooth, they work great on. This is obviously on scrapbook paper and whatever paper they use for their die cuts. So the blending is not great. So it just kind of lent it to doing more of like a messy style color. method. Some colors actually blended out okay. The blues that I picked, I struggled. They just were not moving. I'm using the blender pen instead of a water marker. And this is just kind of an example of, if you're really wanting to have something like super blended, don't color on scrapbook paper. You want to be doing good paper with like stamps or something. But for this, they worked great. I probably could have used Copic markers too, but honestly, I didn't really think about it. I think in my mind, it just reminded me of messy watercolor type printed pattern paper that I've seen in the past. And so in my mind, it was more of like a water brush type of vibe. So I just went through, and not really any rhyme or reason to what colors I picked for things. I kind of switched off between a brighter green leaf and like a mint colored leaf. I just tried to spread out the colors of the actual florals and keep in mind where my embellishment clusters were going to be. So I think one of the die cuts was a lilac. So I just made sure that it wasn't going to sit on top of a lilac colored floral in the background, if that makes sense. And I didn't color the whole thing. I made pencil marks of where my other layers were going to be, and I only colored the stuff that was going to be seen. So I didn't spend a whole lot of time coloring that whole sheet just to end up covering it up. And I did stick to the main kit. I didn't pull any of the extra papers. I didn't have the embellishment add-on again for this one. But this is why I love pulling one of the kits and pairing it with one of the challenges, either the formula or the sketch, because it really takes all the decision making out of the process, and I can just, for lack of a better term, I can literally just slap things down and go. And at the end, I'm going to have something that's coordinated because somebody else already took the time to pick out the supplies for me. It's going to be balanced design-wise because somebody else already kind of made those choices for me as well. And I just have to pick, literally plug and play what paper I want where, what embellishments I want where, and kind of go from there. Originally, I think I had intended to go looking for some letter stickers or something, but honestly, I spaced it. So I'm kind of just allowing that everyday life banner sticker at the top to do the job of a title. I left one of the spaces in my collage open so that I could just drop my journaling into there. I just printed it on a scrap of white cardstock. And then I went ahead and used up the enamel dots that came in the kit as well. Typically, if there's enamel dots, like where you get one row, I go ahead and just use them all on the layout that I'm making because I have others that I can pull from my stash if I go back and use the scraps and leftover pieces to make an additional layout. The only other thing I did was I stamped my date, and that was pretty much it. So again, I will post links below to where you can find information about the kits, the Facebook group, anything else that I can possibly think of. I will try to remember to drop it down in the description box below. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me, and I will catch you guys later.